Yeah. Let me throw this in. The Washington Post, our reporters have been really dogged about what's been happening with the Postal Service. And you know that there's some slowdowns coming. Do you see that impacting your sellers? Because, you know, when people order, they want it right away and they're used to, I won't mention that other company, getting things really quickly. So how do you think the slowdown will impact your sellers?
Yeah, let me talk about the Postal Service first, and then I'm happy to talk about other options in e-commerce too. Starting with the Postal Service, it is critical infrastructure, and the U.S. Postal Service has a mission that is different than the private for-profit postal services. You know, the U.S. Postal Service has a mandate to serve every address in America. And so that has a cost structure to it that's just different than if you get to pick and choose your routes. And so lots and lots of people around around the country rely on the U.S. Postal Service. And we think having affordable rates is really important, even in rural areas and in harder to reach areas. And so we've been very vocal in advocating with the government and with the legislature that we need to be supporting the U.S. Postal Service. It's critical infrastructure.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
in terms of shipping times and times to arrive, you know, we don't promise that everything on Etsy can arrive within 2 hours or within 2 days. We're deluged more and more by stuff that's very cheap that will arrive very fast and end up in a landfill just as soon. And I think what we're finding is for buyers, we've been talking about sellers for the first couple minutes, but for buyers, I think people have been looking to put their money where their heart is. I think people are thinking maybe I want to buy a few fewer things, but I want those things to mean more. And oftentimes I can wait an extra couple of days for an item that was made just for me, that's really well crafted. And I think people are finding that they also care about that human relationship. I so appreciate you talking about knowing the name and the birth dates of your mail carrier. Now that's an important person in our lives. And the people that we buy from can also be important people in our lives. You know, at Etsy, every item you buy comes with a story. You often meet the seller and create a relationship with the seller. And we think that's really meaningful as well.